Welcome back to the Frugal Gardener's Garden. The hummingbirds are busy doing their job. I feed them and they take care of the bugs for me. I'm the Frugal Gardener. I garden in Zone 7A, that's in the hills of West Virginia. This is my 10th year on YouTube. Excuse me, and today I guess you can consider this a continuation or a part two of the video that I did a few days ago, and that is on transitioning. So as I was saying, this video was a continuation of the previous video on transitioning. This is the end of July. As a matter of fact, my birthday is this week. And we are going into August in about 2 days. So I wanted to give you guys some insight into what I'm doing and to what you might be interested in doing also. These are my white potatoes here and here. I'm showing you these for two reasons. One is because they are about to be harvested. As a matter of fact, they're going to be harvested in about 4 days. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them all at once. This is a duplicate to the one down below. So there's two of these, and then there's just one here. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because we're getting ready to plant something else here. I'm going to beef this up. I'm going to, every time I do one of these harvests out of these 3 containers, of course I'm going to add more nutrients, and I have to decide what I'm going to put in these 3 and in the rest, which I'll show you shortly, because I'm going to have to decide between these brassicas, and these are my choices. Like I said, this is a continuation. I showed you this earlier. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you guys something that I think is really special, something that you still have time to grow, that I have grown for the first time successfully, and I'll show you what that is. So either the regular cabbage or the green cabbage, not green cabbage, the red cabbage, Brussels sprouts, or I showed you guys, these are the cone cabbage, which will go well in here. So that is what I am considering. So I'm not sure which one of those I'm going to use. You can grow collard greens, you can grow cabbage, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. All those are considered brassicas, and those are all good for fall planting. Now, here's the deal. None of the Frugal family gardens in the winter. Yep, that's true. And as a matter of fact, no one that I know gardens in the winter. What you're looking at, this is the third bin. These are peeping through. I should have had that covered. But as I said, in 4 days, I'm going to start harvesting some of these. So back to my point. They don't garden in the winter, and I understand why. People are busy, they have children, etc., etc. But if you're expecting the prices to go down in the next couple of months, you're going to be sadly mistaken. I do have free time. I do read the news and watch the news, and the prices are going to continue to go up because of something called inputs. Inputs are the things that the farmers need to grow stuff. Basically, you're talking about diesel fuel, you're talking about seeds, you're talking about fertilizer, things like that, parts for their tractors and their combines. And what's happening is this war, yes, it is a war, that's been going on for almost a half a year now, has affected the amount of inputs in terms of nitrogen fertilizer that's been coming through. So the farmers have less, so they're growing less, and in fact, they have to charge more because their diesel fuel and everything is going up. So that's going to be passed on to us. Now, the good news is that we're supposed to be having an El Nino, which means in certain parts of the world, certain parts of the U.S., temperatures are going to be higher than normal. So you'll have a chance to, you have a bit of a longer growing season going into the winter. I'm showing you this. This is my new project. I kind of glazed over this in another video. I'm basically using this cardboard to kill the grass beneath this, like I did, excuse me, on the other raised garden that I'm going to go to in a minute. And what I basically did was put that cardboard in the fall and took it up in the spring. It killed everything underneath it, which was great, which was what I wanted. This method is a little different. Guys, I do not throw my cardboard away. There's not much I do throw away, and I do take a little bit of heat from it from time to time. But the reality is, living out here, I have a lot of stuff delivered. So it makes my life easier. So I end up with a lot of boxes. What I'm going to do is there's a little hill in here. I'm going to knock this hill down, flatten this out, and I am not going to pick this up because the method I'm going to do this time is I'm going to cover this with fresh soil. The soil that's under here was soil that I put under here about a year ago when I was growing, well, actually 2 years ago. I grew squash in here. Last year was a fail because I had no bees. That problem has since been solved. But at any rate, what I'm going to do is let this sit. This is biodegradable. This is basically going to just, do its thing. It's going to, I want to say dissolve. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's going to break down. And with the soil over top of it, this is going to be my second garden where I'm going to be planting more brassicas. And this way, I'm not letting this space go to waste. And I'll show you what I have planned next. So in a week or so, I'm going to do my August video tour. But man, my chaos garden, my no rules garden, it's doing better than what I expected to do. I have a bunch of things growing down this end. Yes, there's some weeds. Those weeds are not in the garden. I have to find a way to get over there to get those out. But if you look down here, you'll see there's a lot going on. I'm not going to go into it right now, but this is going this way. This is coming this way. And if you look real close, you'll see something coming up there. I know what it is. I'm not going to tell you because I wait for the tour. The reason why I brought you guys over here is because of this. I have less than 100 days before Halloween. So I decided, yep, on top of everything else that's going in here, I'm going to throw a couple of pumpkin seeds in here because the pumpkins do not have to be actually ripe before Halloween. It depends upon what you want to use them for. A lot of people just want to make pumpkin pie, which you can eat pumpkin pie anytime you want. So even if this is not ready or harvestable by Halloween, you can wait another week or two and you can have your pumpkin pie or puree or whatever it is you want to make out of it. If you do want these for Halloween, then, and you don't want to make anything out of them, then they'll be big enough, ripe enough that you can use for your decorations. So yes, it's borderline, but because of the fact that even with what I have coming up in the center here, I still have space. So I will be using that space to grow a pumpkin or two. Why? Because since I put this netting up, the deer have passed this by. Now, another idea for you guys for the fall, I should do a video of everything you can still plant before the first frost date. My first frost date is 88 days from now. I check it on a regular basis so that I know what I can still, that way I know what I can still plant. This is my frugal nephew. He's got a birthday coming up in a couple of weeks. His birthday is shortly after mine. And This is doing also well. I had some setbacks this year. I have setbacks every year. Most gardeners do. They just don't tell you about it. And you know what this is if you do any gardening. These are the carrots that he planted. I got to get some of that out of there that doesn't belong. These carrots are coming up well. I'm going to probably cover these to give it a little bit of extra protection. I have a cloth right there. Now, I'm showing you these because I grow carrots year round. I don't plant carrot seeds in the cold weather. I plant them before. I plant them in the fall. Well, I plant them year round, like I said, but if I want carrots in the winter, I plant the seeds in the fall. And then I use these hoops. So I make a little mini hoop house. I got about a half a dozen of those here. Not sure how well you can see these. There you go. So I plant them. I put these hoops over them. There's one down there. I cover it. This way it's protected from when we have really, really cold days. They do well in the cold, but not in the super cold. So when I think the temperature is going to drop significantly or for a long period of time, I'll make sure they're covered. These carrots can be harvested in, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 68 days. That's pretty fast. There's different varieties. They take longer, they take shorter, but these will be harvested sometime in September, and that's when I'll just wash, rinse, repeat. I'll just put more carrot seeds in here so that I can have carrots probably for Christmas or Thanksgiving or New Year's. So you got the carrots, you got the pumpkins, and you got the brassicas, but that's not all. There's even a tomato plant down here, which I'm going to have to stake. I kind of left that the way it was to keep it hidden. But again, that's for another video. So there's still more to show you before I show you guys a surprise. People who know me will tell you I don't give up very easily. A setback is an opportunity for a comeback. And this is the basics, the foundation of my new and improved greenhouse. Yes, it's a fence. It's just like the fence that I left, that I showed you a few minutes ago. I'm going to MacGyver this sucker. Basically what I'm going to do is this fence is going to be on 3 sides. It is, I have the measurements around here someplace. I think it's 7 feet high. It's 10 feet long, no, 12 feet long and 10 feet wide. That's it. So 10 feet by 7 feet by 12 feet. The entrance is going to be here. This stuff is going to be gone. What you see here is not accidental. I rarely throw things away, as I mentioned to you a couple of times. This is the arch. This is like the arch from up here. The thing is, well, there's a lot of birds up there today. The thing is, I brought 2 arches because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. So obviously I chose that one for there. This one was left. This is going to go here. I'm going to come around the corner, and this is going to be the entrance. These are stakes. These are tent stakes because the stakes that came with the original greenhouse were crap. Even though the greenhouse was nice, the stakes were flimsy, and I guess they were for like a child. So I got some heavy duty stakes. Those are going to go in the ground. Once I level this out, once this is the way it's supposed to be, then I'm going to put, these go into the ground. So that's going to stabilize this. Then I'm going to put T-posts on each of the 4 corners. The T-posts are going to be 7 feet high. The T-posts are going to be connected by zip ties. So between the T-posts being in the ground and the fence actually being in the ground, that should stabilize it because the cover is still good. So I don't have to really spend a lot of money. As a matter of fact, the only thing I'm spending money on is going to be the T-posts. Everything else I already have. There's another gate over here, but I won't be able to use that once I put the cover on. Now, as far as the ground is concerned, this is the reason why you see more boxes. So the bunch of more boxes, yes, still more boxes in the house that I'm going to bring out, lay those out, and this is going to be the third application. So this is going to be different than what I did on the other side, and different than these, what I'm going to let those biodegrade. These are going to be covered. I had 2 layers in the previous greenhouse. This is going to be 3 because I kept this. Look right in here close, you'll see this is the greenhouse plastic that's underneath there. So the first layer is going to be the cardboard. The second layer is going to be the greenhouse plastic. The third layer is going to be the mulch. And if you look over here, I have several bags of mulch. So I'm already kind of ahead of the game when it comes to the mulch. Now, I'm expecting to have that ready for the next 2 weeks. So it's going to be a while, maybe 3, because it's still too warm to use. This is what I forgot to mention to you guys earlier. I'm going backwards now. This is the frame that's going to go over here. Remember this from earlier in the video. So to keep the critters out, I'm going to put this frame up, and this is the netting that I'm going to use. So not this, but I have new. It's off of the same roll. And this is going to be completely covered so the rain can get in and the sun can get in, but the critters won't be able to get in. So this I'm going to use to grow. This is going to be like Frugal Gardener Central. This is going to be where mostly everything's going to be happening. This is where I'm going to start my starters. And I'm going to bring some of these pots from up here when the temperature gets colder. And I'm going to bring those in here, and I'm going to try to duplicate or improve upon what I had last winter before the storm came. I am going to be really shocked if this does not hold, because this house this is where the majority of the wind comes from. Sometimes it whips around other directions, but what I'm going to do to this, hopefully this will keep everything safe and dry, so that way I can grow pretty much whatever I want in the containers during the winter. And we'll see. It's not going to fit perfectly, but I have the dimensions down, so I think it's going to be okay. This is the last one before I get to my surprise. These are mustard greens. This is what you make mustard out of, and I didn't have anywhere to put those. And then it dawned on me that I had this area here. You guys remember this from last year. It did well. This is one of the few bright spots that I had in the garden last year. But look at this. I got most of the pots out. It's overgrown. Basically what I'm going to do is pull all of this stuff out of here. This is what I'm after. This is a raised bed that I had the potatoes in last year. So this is where the mustard greens are going to go and grow. And I'm not sure what else I'm going to put in there. This is a decent size. It has worked out for me well. Doesn't look like much right now. There might be a couple of potatoes in there, but I'm going to get my gloves, pull this out. This is actually a milk crate. So a lot of this stuff I can just move out of the way. This is where I'm going to plant my mustard greens in the fall. Right now, it seems kind of strange talking about mustard greens in July, but like I said, we're transitioning, we're getting ready for the fall. So now I'm going to show you guys what I promised you in the beginning. Here comes the little surprise I have, something I want to show you guys that I hope you will give it a shot. Okay, so confession time. I have not tried this because I can't find them in this area, but my friend Pat recommended these to me, and I trust her. I'll take her at her word. So these are lemon cucumbers. This is how they start. This is my little surprise for you guys. These grow relatively fast. You can grow these in 65 days. This is what you get. If you look down here, you'll see them here. You'll see them in here. You'll see the larger ones, I guess, closer to the sun. There's 88 days before the first frost here in West Virginia. I'm not sure when frost. So it's pretty simple. If it takes you 65 days to grow these, and you have 88 days before the first frost, you're good. There are quite a few things that you can still grow. These are supposed to be about 3 inches in diameter. I think this one is ready. There's a couple that I'm going to pull off in the next couple of days and give them a try because according to my research, they're easy to digest. They're low in calories. That's always great. We can all stand to lose a couple of pounds. They have a mild taste. They're high in vitamin A, high in vitamin C, and they're supposed to help hydrate you, which is something new for me. I have not seen a fruit that basically, or fruit or vegetable that lists that advantage. So I'm curious and I'm anxious to give these a try. So that is it. I want to remind you guys about my hummingbird feeder. This has been a lifesaver in the garden. If you look around, it's what you don't see. You don't see gnats. You don't see flies. You don't see mosquitoes. I can hang out in here all day and there's not a problem. As a matter of fact, I used to have a problem over at the chicken coop because of the water that would draw the mosquitoes. So I put another one up over there and same thing. Mosquitoes are gone, gnats are gone, everything is gone. So I'm a happy camper. That's it for today, guys. Thank you. I am getting ready to give you guys a tour for the August video. And I got a couple other things coming up. So I hope that you will subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Do me a favor and just tell your friends, because a lot of people are going to be struggling with food insecurity this fall and this winter. And it's going to be too late if you wait until September or October. Trust me, I know, I've been there. So you want to get this stuff done soon. You don't have to do it right this minute, but in the next couple of weeks. This is the reason why I'm getting started now, and the reason why I have made this video, these past 2 videos, to kind of get you guys off the couch and back into the garden. Again, I know a lot of people are basically going to just pack up. It's just the way it is. You know, by the time August, September rolls around, people just say, okay, that's it, garden season is over. But the food price increases are not. So again, keep that in mind. Even if you just grow a couple of things where you're saving $10 a week, $15 a week. $15 a week is $60 a month. So it's not designed to get you to, you know, completely offset the exorbitant prices that they're charging us, but it will help. So that's it. I'm the Frugal Gardener. Remember, when you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. Go out and grow something. I'll see you guys in the next video in a couple of days. Have a good one.